Hey everybody, I'm Ryan. This is another episode of From Zero to Entrepreneur. Today I just have a few questions that I'm going to be answering, and it should be some fun. So let's get right into it. So I can't remember the actual day, but I do remember kind of the idea behind it. I kind of got on a recent kick last year about French chateaus, and it's basically like this French castle, right? They usually have like 10 plus rooms. They're super nice, built usually in like, the 1600s and stuff. And they just really fascinated me, and I really liked them. And I was like, man, I want to own one of these one day. And so I kind of just started diving into that and working backwards from that goal. And I was looking up, ones for sale. And I was like, holy moly, these are not cheap at all. So I started to have to think of different ways to acquire the amount of money I needed to buy one of these places, and started researching how much they cost a year and things like that, and the number was just way higher than I thought it would be. So I had to completely rework my plan. Before that, my plan was to save up money and use compounding interest in my young age to be able to achieve that goal by the time I'm in my 50s. And after doing more research and running more numbers, I realized that I was still going to be cutting it close, and I'd have enough money to buy the place and maintain it for a while, 10 years or so. But I couldn't figure out a way to keep the income coming in with me taking such a lump sum for my investments. So I started to kind of rework it a little bit, and that's when I discovered entrepreneurship. When I discovered it at first, I was overwhelmed and like, whoa, there's a lot that goes into this, especially coming from, having a serious lack of control and basically zero discipline pretty much throughout my entire life. So I was like, wow, is this for me? Can I even do this? There's a lot of questions there. So I just started kind of picking apart what being an entrepreneur is and being a business owner. And I was like, how can I start doing that so that way I can create enough capital and cash flow to be able to do what I want to do? So it all really started with that goal there. So after I kind of had the goal, I realized that there's some things that I need to stay consistent with and build the discipline so that way I'm ready to be a business owner and kind of join the business competition, which isn't easy, and there's a lot of people trying to do it. So I knew I had to be good at it. So that's where my boxing, my running, my discipline with eating healthy every day and sticking to my path, that really went a long way when becoming a business owner. One of the quotes I really like is, I have to stay ready because when the time comes, I won't have time to get ready. And that's huge for me because it completely makes sense, and it gives you kind of an edge against your competition because not everybody's willing to just stay ready year round and be disciplined and ready to go. And if you just do that, you'll have kind of a massive advantage over the competition. It's a little bit different because I was working here and then I kind of bought into the same business where I was working. But definitely one of the biggest fears I had was having to answer questions that I would normally ask other people. So what does that mean? So that means when I don't know something as an employee, I can ask my boss, I can ask other people, and I could have somebody else find that information out for me. When you are a business owner, there's a lot more research into the things because there's nobody above you, right? So you have to kind of trailblaze and make decisions and stick with them. And that's huge because you need your employees to trust you. So you need to have the ability to do all the research, make the decisions, and make them count. And that's a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight on your shoulders, because if you get it wrong, there's nobody else to answer. There's nobody else to answer for it. It's just you. You're the one to blame. You have to take the blame for your employees. There's just a lot of different stuff going on, and it could be really, really hard at times and overwhelming. But like I said, if you just stay ready and stay disciplined, you'll get through it to the end. Something that happened kind of right out of the gate before I even bought into the business, when I was trying to find the money to fund my buy-in, I went to my first bank. The first bank I went to was Bank of America, and I went there, and I was pretty ignorant, and I just walked in and basically asked for a business loan and asked what I needed for a business loan. They just straight up told me they don't do business loans. That was pretty much the big hurdle I had to go through first, was trying to find the funding. And I didn't want to go through angel investors or venture capitalists or anything like that, especially with the amount of money I needed. So what I actually did was, I was talking with my financial advisor, and my mom had passed away a couple years ago, and she left some stuff for us because she was, such a hardworking person, and I'm ever so grateful for that. I mean, seriously. So I was able to kind of dip into that to be able to secure the capital to buy into a business, which not everybody's so lucky to do. But I will tell you that there is other avenues to buy into business, especially when you're not talking about millions of dollars. You can get groups of small loans from family and friends. Let's say you need a six-figure. Let's say the buy-in's 6 figures. That's 10 people that you need to borrow $10,000 from, which kind of seems like a lot at first, but once you start doing it and turn it into a numbers game with banks and personal loans, and if you have good credit, you'll realize that it's totally doable, and people have done way more than that, millions. So you could definitely do 6 figures. I would definitely tell my younger self, don't expect to have any work-life balance. One thing that I expected but didn't expect was that I was basically on call 24/7. Anything that would go wrong, it gets pushed up to me, especially just starting out. We don't have as many protocols in place, so a lot of stuff gets pushed my way, and thankfully I have partners that also take some of that load off. But that's definitely one thing I didn't expect, and I would tell my younger self is to be more prepared for people coming up to you for questions, and learn the ability to answer questions. Another thing I would say is, do not be afraid to admit when you're wrong or you don't know something. That's kind of huge. A lot of people see that as a weakness, but it's really not, because you're showing that you're honest, and as long as you're willing to learn and find that answer, it really doesn't matter that you don't know it. All that matters is that you'll try to learn the answer, really. You kind of have to change your framework in your mind from I don't know that to I don't know that yet. Let me find out for you. That's a huge thing I would tell my younger self. It was fun answering those questions. Leave in the comments other questions or anything that you have to ask me, or any ways I can improve this video, or any way I can improve these videos for you guys. I really like making content, and I really just want to help everybody learn something, and I want to learn stuff along the way too. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really helps spread the word, and you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.